I want to see my kids and grandkids enjoy this while I'm alive. Why wait till I'm dead 20, 30 years from now? I would say there's the math answer and then there's the right answer. And sometimes those are the same and many times they're not. Is the money that we as mom and dad have created, is it going to impact or affect my children and grandchildren? And the answer is invariably yes. Doesn't mean it's bad, right? The best scenarios that I see are families who openly have dialogue about it, about what the wealth does for them, what it provides for their family. One family I work with, it was a really neat story, and I've seen this now across a couple different families because I generally will talk about this with them, is they set up a charitable fund. And I'll often say to them, great, you're getting the tax deduction. That's a nice to have, but I would encourage you to use this as an educational tool to teach your children or teach your grandchildren about the value system that the Smith family has. And yeah, we can set up this charitable account, and you can give to it and get all sorts of great tax benefits. But I think the real benefit and the real opportunity for you is to have conversations with your kids that say, look, when mom and dad are gone, you kids are going to take over this family charitable fund, and now you get to decide the charities. And so that's been a really neat experiment. And the other one is, I just had a conversation with a client yesterday. He set up the charitable fund, and then I had told him, again, same story, use this as an opportunity. And he actually said, yeah, my 3 kids, they each gave me at Thanksgiving, we talked about, what charities we all wanted to support, and we all got to pick one, and he set a budget. So the husband, the wife, and the 3 kids, and they're all married with their spouses, got to kind of make a request and say, these are the charities we want to support. And he was super excited because we had a call yesterday, and he was walking me through and just making sure he was doing the distributions right out of his charitable account. But I thought that was such an amazing, because I think we as advisors can get lost in like the tax benefit, right? Oh, you got this tax deduction. To me, that's the after effect, right? Give to charity because you want to give to charity and because you want to use it as a teachable moment for your kids and grandkids. And then, oh, by the way, you kind of get this other added benefit of the tax deduction.
Right, and benefits aside, at the end of the day, that family's coming together and making a decision that's going to not only strengthen their bond and understanding now, but down the road too for generations to come. Because they're going to see, we did this way with mom and dad, and their kids are going to pass that on to their family. And that's the impact that we like to see. We're making a difference for our clients, and they're understanding how to get this to flow through for more and more to come.
Yeah, and I think, the 6 pillars we always talk about with clients, one of them being estate planning. It used to be, when you're dead, this is what happens to all your stuff. And that is still true, but I think more and more conversations I have with families who have accumulated wealth is, what do you want to do while you're alive, right? And I hear that all the time from the next generation is, yeah, mom and dad are starting to gift us money at Christmas, right? You can give X amount per year. And almost always the comment is, we don't want it, right? We want mom and dad to spend it. And I have to remind them, this is part of their legacy. This is part of their estate plan. Yeah, they're doing just fine. They're living their life. They're traveling. They're doing what they want. They buy what they want. This is the way for them. And I talked about a trend before. Another really cool trend is, I think the kind of that great, maybe that like Depression era coming out of the 20s and 30s and 40s, it was like very close to the vest. You'll find out what I have when I'm dead, and then the kids are scrambling, where this baby boomer generation in a really cool way is starting to have these open conversations with their kids and with their grandkids. So I think when you clearly communicate with the family, now it's not just a $10,000 check at Christmas and you're worried about mom and dad's well-being. Having a proactive conversation about, no, this is part of our plan. This is part of our financial plan. This is part of our estate plan. And the common theme I see is people go, I want to see my kids and grandkids enjoy this while I'm alive. Why wait till I'm dead 20, 30 years from now? And yeah, great, they're getting this inheritance, but they could have used it, at a much younger age while they were growing and paying for college educations, buying first homes. So really cool trend that I kind of see developing in that segment.
Yeah, I think of a couple clients that we work with where they were really eager to get their kids set up on the right path for owning their first homes, and each child got an initial deposit and was told, let's make sure we do the right thing with this. But through years of kind of mentoring their children and teaching them those core values that they had, all four kids use that money or are planning to use the money for an initial home. Or I think of another client, their mom did pass away, but having those conversations, the clients were already making the right decisions and planning for their future, but still living in the now, in the middle of that bell curve. And with mom's money, she wanted them to enjoy it, and they enjoy traveling, and they wanted to buy a Sprinter van and completely remodel it and take it out and travel the country. And they were able to do that through mom's legacy and through their own planning and diligence for what they've already accomplished.
Yeah, I think I agree, and I think one story from recent is, and I just, hit home with me. It just was such a touching experience where mom, a different client, but mom had passed away, and they always wanted to go to I think it was somewhere in Europe, and she had a part of the inheritance where she cashed out one of the old retirement accounts, which probably by measure of like the best financial or tax move was probably not on our highest recommendation list. But she said, this is the way I can complete mom's legacy by taking her grandkids, my family, to this place that she loved and that we always talked about. And that was kind of just like a really special way that she was able to kind of like, yeah, mom, I'm doing it, and your legacy is kind of continuing on with our with our family. And so again, I would say there's the math answer and then there's the right answer. And sometimes those are the same and many times they're not.